Hey everyone, I just want to come on right quick to give a quick word of encouragement. Like I mentioned before in one of my other videos, God shows me supernatural things through everyday things, and He gives me supernatural revelation through everyday things. And so I just want to share something that God revealed to me that I feel is going to bless a lot of God's people in this next season of their lives that we are being shifted into, because we have shifted into a new season. Many of us have shifted into a new season. So yesterday, I did early voting. And as many of you know, I have been at home recuperating from a knee injury. So yesterday I had my brace on and my crutches, and I drove myself to the polling place. And when I got there, I got overwhelmed because it was 11 people in the parking lot. I was like, why did I do this to myself? I wasn't feeling the best yesterday. I was in some pain. And I was like, why did you pick today to come to the polling place and everybody and their mama and their grandmama is out here voting? It was in the middle of the day, so I didn't think people were going to be there. I was wrong. And so they were fighting for parking spaces, and, people were irritated and honking and just all out of sorts. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to find a parking place. I don't need to park far because I'm got the crutches today and the brace and all that. And so I look, and lo and behold, there was a handicapped space in the front. And I was like, well, blessed be the Lord, So I got pulled into space and got out with my crutches. And then I had to hobble and make my way to the front door. People about to knock me over on the sidewalk. They're just brushing past, because I guess their mindset was, if the parking lot is this crowded, just imagine how crowded it's going to be inside, because, there have been reports of long lines in these polling places. So they're about to knock me down. They don't care that I'm on crutches. I just kind of try to move to the side of the sidewalk as much as I can. And, they just brush past me to try to run and rush and get in line. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to make it there when I get there. And so I make it to the front of the door. And time I get to the front of the door, there's a poll officer there, poll worker there. And so he's like, ma'am, you don't have to wait in this long line. I see, you're disabled at the moment, so you can just go to the front of the line. And I was like, what? I don't have to get in this long line. Everybody rushing past me, though. They rushed to get in the back of the line. I took my time and did what I needed to do to get to the front door, and I was ushered to the front of the line. Some of you are getting where I'm going with this message already. So I get inside, and when I say that I'm slowly limping past it was like 200 to 300 people in line, and they all looking at me because they've been standing there for several minutes or hours or however long, I don't even know, but they're all looking at me hobble along, and I'm slowly taking my time because they already promised me I got a spot in the front of the line. So I'm not even in a rush no more. I'm taking my time hobbling down this hallway. So I get to the front of the line and get to the main voting area, and I sit down, fill out my paperwork, and it's a short line behind me for those people who have filled out their paperwork and now they need to go get processed so they can get the voting card, right? And so I asked the poll worker who had escorted me to the front of the line, I said, oh, do I need to stand in this short line right here? And he was like, oh, no, ma'am. And so it was a lady in the front of the line who, by order, she should have been next, right? She should have been next to be called upon to get her voter's card to go vote. He put his hand out and was like, ma'am, no, I'm pushing her to the front of the line. She needs to vote because she's disabled, so we're going to push her to the front of the line. And then they gave me my card, and your girl was out in 10 minutes. I said all that to say, for many of us in this season, in the natural sense, God is about to take us from the back of the line to the front of the line. For those of you who have been waiting, you've been patiently waiting. You've been patiently waiting and working. You have been working with integrity. You've been working with excellence. You've been consistent in the things that God has called you to do. You have stayed in position. You have stayed in alignment to God's will for your life. You have been faithful and serving in the places where God has established and rooted and grounded you and settled you. And even though sometimes people who seem to they seem to have kind of cut the line, so for so to speak, they seem to have cut the line and taken shortcuts and done things that were ungodly or done things that were not with integrity, and they didn't do things with excellence, and they didn't do things in a Christian way or in a godly way, and they seem to take shortcuts and all kind of mischievous ways, and they got ahead, and you were sitting there wondering like, God, well, I'm sitting here being faithful and consistent, doing things with integrity and excellence, and I know I'm doing what you called me to do, and then they get ahead, and you've been wondering why they got ahead and not you, and when was your turn. God is about to take you from the back of the line to the front of the line. God is about to take you from overlooked to overbooked. You are about to move forward at an expeditious rate. God is about to accelerate you. God is about to open God-sized doors that you never thought or imagined could open for you. God is about to send you divine strategic partnerships and relationships and connections that are going to usher you right past your naysayers, that are going to usher you right past your dream killers. They're going to usher you right past your frenemies and your enemies, and they're going to usher you from the back to the front. So I just want to encourage somebody today and say, hold on, don't give up, don't quit, don't get out of line, don't get out of position. God is about to come scoop you up, and he's about to blow your mind. So please hold on just a little bit longer, because God is not a God that he should lie. If he promised you something, he is going to be faithful and he's going to complete it. Okay? God is not going to lie to you, even though it's been a long time, even though you felt like you've been processing and processed some more, even though you felt like you may have been pruned and purged and pruned and purged some more. You have to stay in position and you have to stay in alignment, because you don't want to get out of line. You don't want to get out of position, because when God comes for you, you want to be ready, right? You want to be ready. You want to be in alignment and you want to be prepared. So just ask God to continue to give you a persevering spirit while you're waiting. Ask God to continue to give you discernment to know who or what you are supposed to be connected with, and who or what you are supposed to be assigned to. And ask God to give you the strength to keep going and to keep moving forward and to not give up, because when God comes through, first of all, you're going to know it was God, because he's going to prove to everybody else, he's going to prove to everybody else that you are his child and that only he did that for you. Okay, so I just want to encourage somebody today, get excited, stay prepared, plan, prepare, and pray, and then execute accordingly when God gives you permission to do so. That's all I want to say, y'all. I'm so excited because I'm ready to. I am ready to. That's all I'm going to say. I will share my testimony when I can, and when it happens, I will share. But I just want to encourage you today. God has not forgotten you. God has not overlooked you. Stay in position. Stay ready. Stay in alignment. You are about to go from the back to the front. So get ready.